One morning Amanda suddenly realizes that she is tired of the big city and wants to spend the weekend somewhere away from people, so she rents a country house and leaves there with her husband Clay and 2 children. But in the evening, a black man named George and his daughter Ruth show up on the doorstep of the house. They claim that this is their house and they really rented it because they were going to leave. But their plans changed, so they are here and ask the guests for permission to spend the night with them. Not fully trusting the strangers, the couple agrees, but the next morning it turns out that something strange is going on outside. Neither internet nor cell service is working, there is no radio or TV signal, there are deer right on the lawn to the house, and a flock of flamingos landing in the pool. One of the main distinctive features of Netflix, perhaps the main online platform on the planet, is that its owners consider it their right and duty to set trends and meanings. Hence much in their policy, including image projects from unique movie makers, to whom streaming seems to give almost complete freedom of expression. While the apocalyptic psychological thriller Leave the World Behind is based on Rumana Lamb's novel, it's still primarily an auteur statement from writer and director Sam Esmail, creator of the cult TV series Mr. Robot and The Homecoming. Esmail brings the events of the book to the screen fairly close to the text, but still goes for a number of changes that peddle the main fear of modern America, disunity and division that could lead to internal warfare. It's no coincidence that others filmmakers have taken an interest in the subject too. A thriller called Civil War from sci-fi writer Alex Garland is due out next year. And if Alam in his book tried not to exploit the conspiracy theories and doesn't go beyond the boundaries of personal conflicts, Esmail is more concrete. In one of the final scenes, Kevin Bacon's character, a typical Republican redneck worker, says in direct text what in the novel was written somewhere in the margins with translucent ink. With a surprising question mark in Leave the World Behind hangs a touchy subject of racism, a theme, probably close to the producers of the picture, the spouses Barack and Michelle Obama. White-skinned couple Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke argue and ponder whether they should let in the house an African American with a daughter. But the question of skin color of uninvited guests is not voiced aloud not once. Esmail puts his characters in a stalemate situation. They never once, even when left alone, do not talk about what disturbs them about the uninvited guests, but at the same time they behave in such a way that their actions can only be explained by well-hidden racism. It all looks like sanctimonious attempts to ignore the elephant in the room. There are more questions here, for example to the scene, that was written especially for the movie, in which Ruth goes on a denunciatory tirade against Amanda, shaming her for not thinking about what it would be like to stay without a mother. Why Amanda should think about a 25-year-old stranger when right now she is trying to find her own missing daughter and worries about her sick son is a very good question. Trying to talk about something serious and important, the authors of the movie bump into the glass ceiling of the unspoken rules of modern liberal Hollywood and, in words of freedom, are forced to invent another Aesopian language, which in the end greatly spoils the impression of both the story and the movie as a whole. And all this while purely technically Leave the World Behind is almost flawless. Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, and Mahershala Ali are absolutely great in the main roles. Visually every frame is honed to perfection, and the elaborate sound design confidently forms a feeling of not even approaching disaster, but rather confusion and helplessness before the collapse of the familiar world. Both the book and the movie remind us that when technology fails, people remain. And the main thing is not to lose the ability to hear and understand them.